welcome to Rock the Life, a podcast for fans by fans. I'm Amy.
I'm Katya.
And Katya, we're actually having another little chat today, just the two of us, because you did something so fun. So fun. What did you do?
I did. I went to go see Def Leppard outside of London in Essex for the BBC Two Radio, like their big concert in the park series this summer.
Oh,
It was a 3-day festival with Def Leppard ending the festival on a Sunday night
closing it
headlining.
out. Oh my gosh. So how was it? How was the what you were there for one day, right?
I flew in on a Sunday morning, first thing in the morning, and then went to the festival starting at about 2 o'clock. The doors opened at 11, but I didn't get there till around 2. And then I left the day after.
Oh my word, whirlwind. Oh, so fun. Okay, so in leading up to this, I have to, we had conversations like you flew in and you had to travel 3 hours to get there from the airport,
Yes,
correct? And
yep,
then because it was, did you had a hotel though, right?
I did. I had a hotel in, okay, it was actually in the city of Chelmsford in Essex. So from the
Okay.
airport in London to the city, maybe about half hour, 40 minutes, just as far to go into London as right outside the city. Um, got off. I went to go see what they had to offer in Chelmsford in terms of this like cute little town,
Oh
and I
yeah.
went to go see some alpacas at an
Oh
alpaca
nice.
farm.
Uh, that's awesome.
And then I walked over to the concert, to the festival, and I have never been to, all I've been talking about since I've been back is besides how great Def Leppard was,
Hmm.
how incredibly organized this concert was and the
Oh,
show was and the whole festival. I got
okay.
VIP.
Uh-huh.
So there was like separate entrances, but it didn't matter. There was so many lines open that you didn't have to like really like queue up and wait in line. It was like quick in and out. All the people even doing check-in as you're getting in were like super kind and friendly and helpful. So the whole experience of just even getting in was smooth. And there was like 35,000 people or 40,000. I haven't seen what the final numbers are. So it was a substantial festival.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So what was the first thing you did when you walked in the door?
I
Or I should
went
say
to look
gate.
around the
Hmm.
gates to see, just kind of like to get a whole like view of like how the whole setup was. I looked on a map,
Hmm.
but I'm terrible with maps, reading how it is. There were different stages and there was also DJ
Oh,
tents.
wow. Oh, okay.
And there was like a Ferris wheel and a merry-go-round and like dozens of food trucks.
Oh,
And it was like amazing looking like food trucks and stands that they had. So I went to like checked it out, went to the little VIP area, which what made it VIP was it was like separate bathrooms, food, drink area, and like sitting
okay.
areas. So there was like beanbag couches all around. But a
Oh,
beautiful
nice.
bar with mats down and everything was
Oh,
decorated
nice.
just so beautifully too. So I went, checked it out, talked to the people working, just kind of like to get the lay of the land. Um, and immediately I went to go charge my phone because I had been traveling on my phone all day. And the only place for charging was in the DJ tent. So I was like, okay. So I went to the DJ tent. But another thing about this festival, which was incredible, and I don't know if it was the city, if it was BBC, or just all around
Yeah.
the festival promoting, every stage or every like area had an elevated area for people that had mobility issues so that they would be like if they were
Oh,
on wheelchairs, so they
wow.
would be higher up looking at the
Oh,
stages or into it. Each area also had a little section off for people who might have needed to like not be in the crowd, to have like if they had like maybe some sensory issues or just some other issues, they
oh,
could sit
wow.
off to the side.
Huh.
So it was just this like amazingly all-inclusive festival. And then they had
Wow.
quiet
Yeah.
tents. And so I went to go see the DJs because that's where the charging station was. And just kind of like really taking it all in. Saw other people who had, it was just like even they came with their wheelchairs in the main area where people were dancing with their friends and family. And
Wow.
it was. so they were doing a lot of like 80s music and like even the DJs playing it in the DJ set.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of fun. People were just going all out dancing, having fun wherever they
Oh,
were sitting and stationed. The funniest thing had to be like the people started doing like conga lines. They had these like someone must have been selling like blow up toys, like a blow up alien, and like
oh
the
my
blow up
gosh.
aliens leading the conga line, and I was just like, what in the world? And
Oh
the
my
DJs were
goodness.
just apparently BBC Two radio DJs in
Mm.
England or the
Oh, fun.
UK, and they were
Hmm.
great. I mean, they were such professionals doing it. And then after that, I went back to the area to watch. It's a singer. Okay, Soul to Soul was playing, so that was fun to
Okay.
watch. And I watched them on the big screens while I was chilling out. And an American singer named Anastasia. Do you know
Hmm.
her? Okay, I did not know
Uh,
her.
her name's, oh, no, I'm thinking of someone else. Um, her name's familiar. She's not the
I know
girl from, I'm thinking of somebody, who's the girl who won like American Idol? That's not Anastasia. That was somebody else. What was her name?
this woman is, I'd say, more our age or older.
Okay.
So she was really a great entertainer. But really who stood out, I said before Def Leppard, was Ollie Murs.
Oh,
And he was fantastic. He's such a showman. He reminded me of like a touch Justin Timberlake, a
all
touch
right.
Robbie Williams, a touch,
Okay.
and he had just his wife had just given birth to their second child 3 days earlier, and
Oh,
he's
wow.
from the area. He's from Essex, so
Okay.
he just
Okay.
had everyone going. This guy was having the time of his life, and in
Wow.
between like concert and shows, the
Hmm.
DJs were interviewing people.
Hmm.
So you have these great interviews of the bands going too and the performers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if you know Michelle Visage. She's on like RuPaul's Drag Race, and like I love her.
Oh, fun.
She
Okay.
was like
Yeah.
announcing like some of the bands before they came on too. So it was
Oh,
just this
fun.
whole fun atmosphere.
Wow.
Beautiful day. It
Hmm.
wasn't too sunny, and it didn't rain. So it was like a perfect London day.
Yeah.
And it was
I
just
will
it was
forever,
yeah
go ahead. Sorry. I will
no.
forever refer to those kinds of days as like Dawn Crash did for Sweden weather. It's not too cool in the shade and not too much in the sun. I loved that.
It was,
So, sorry.
well,
I
no,
had to
no,
go.
and as I was leaving the show too, there was like, we were all trying to figure out like where the shuttles were. And so I was talking to some people and they were just saying how he was like, it was great. I didn't need sunscreen and I didn't need an umbrella. I was like, that's
Right.
exactly it.
Yeah.
So no, it
That's
was a
perfect.
perfect day. And then, so of course, when Def Leppard, before they were getting ready to come on, um, I went to go as, to the front area.
Hmm. Hmm.
But okay, another funny thing before that. So before Def Leppard came on, so in between Ollie Murs and Def Leppard, they had this DJ, Gary
Hmm.
Davies is his name. He was so he's up on the screens and he's playing like 80s music. But it was like some of the stuff, it was all like Don't You Forget About Me, like,
Oh,
Tears for Fear stuff.
yeah. Okay.
And then they did play like um, a Guns N' Roses song. They played a Bon Jovi song, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good
Right,
for
right, right. But
80s. And then, but the crowd's getting a little restless because they're like, okay, come on, we need
right,
Def
right, right.
Leppard to come on. And it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
a sea of Def Leppard shirts, right? I mean, people were really, there was just leopard print and Def Leppard
Yes.
shirts. There were two ladies that I was chilling with in the VIP tent, and I kept seeing them on the screens. They reminded them of us. They were wearing glitter bomber jackets, and like, so they just stood out. And I was like, oh, Amy and I
Yes.
need glitter bomber jackets.
Yes, we
Um,
do. Hell yeah, we
so,
do.
but this DJ's playing it, and it just is then. But he was also playing some songs that I was just like,
You're like,
this
this
is
doesn't match
not the
what we're getting
pump
ready to
me
do.
up. No.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
ended it. He ended it like, okay, we're all ready. Let's end it. He ended it on Toto's Africa. And at least I wasn't the only one like, are we, are you kidding me? So I thought it was
I
super awkward.
I
And
swear we had the same guy do the same thing and we never did a singing and screaming, did we? For Trickster, for the show I went to, with my other redheaded friend in Portland, same guy. It had to have been the same guy. Same thing. We're like, what? This doesn't go.
It
So, okay.
doesn't go. And I
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
like, and he's like sitting there dancing and grooving off to the side, like playing this music and then there's some guy that kept popping up like video with his camera, and it's on like the huge jumbo. And I was like, "What
right.
is happening?" So we end, but at least again at the end of the night, as we're like, talking to everyone, "Oh, Def
Mhm.
Leppard was so great." Everyone was like, "What was up with Toto?" We're like, "Good song, but just
Right.
not the
Excellent song.
song to pump you
For
up before
before
Def
Def Leppard.
Leppard."
Yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
And Def
They needed
Leppard
Rock the
came on.
Life.
They needed Rock the Life. Okay, I should have suggested that's what we need. No,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
truly they needed more pump up music, not some just kind of like 80s hits, which also,
Yeah, yeah,
yes, it was an older crowd. There were still some younger people. 90s hits could have been great, songs from
yeah, yeah.
2000. There's plenty of great rock songs that have come out in the
Yeah.
last 30, 40 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was like the DJ was a little off for the main
Right, right,
stage.
right.
Um, Def Leppard came on. It was like this, it was an hour and 15 minutes they played. So they really
Uh-huh.
had to get into some of the hits to play.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Immediately explosive right off the bat when they were doing it. I was more on Viv's side where he was playing. Um, they looked great.
Oh
And
my
I'm
gosh,
just
yeah.
saying that just because, yeah, obviously we all age, but and I know Amy, I was texting you through the show of like,
Yeah, yeah.
their stage presence is
Uh-huh.
just gets better and better. Viv was in this suit, just rocking it, looking fantastic. Phil, of
Mm-hmm.
course, had his shirt like partially, down, but
Mm-hmm.
he looks like amazing. He hasn't
Yeah,
aged,
yeah.
right? I mean, he looks,
No.
I think Sav might have a mullet now.
He definitely cut it. So it's I'm sure there's an adjustment there. He's had it short like in the 90s. So I think he kind of went back to that a little bit, but
It kind of reminded me of a Joe Elliott 80s haircut.
okay. All
So
right.
that was, and
Okay.
then I have to say, I'm just going to comment on what Joe Elliott was wearing, just because I love his fashion. I love
Mhm.
how
Mhm.
he
Mhm.
dresses for the shows, and it was
Mhm.
like, it was a glittery shirt and jacket, and it was
Mhm.
really sharp. It was really like they were very impressive, and it showed for like
Yes.
this big concert.
Yeah.
It was going to be, it was on live TV in the UK.
Oh,
So they
nice.
broadcasted it. So I'd love to get a hold of that.
Yeah.
Just they hit it all. The
Mhm.
graphics behind each
Oh yeah.
song was,
Mhm.
it's Def Leppard. They coordinate it. It's the lights. It's the graphics. It was brilliant,
Mhm.
and I think it's all new
Mhm.
of what they're doing. It has to be. They have to be using some of that. And the stage was massive. It was just like a huge, huge stage, and they were fantastic.
That's
Absolutely
awesome.
loved it. Just like 73, of course, that's always now one
You
of my
got
favorites to
that.
hear. I
I did
did.
not hear, obviously I didn't go to see the summer tour here this year, but I was so excited for you to send me that video for Just Like 73. I was like, "Oh, yay, they played it." What else did you keep track of, or did you pull an Amy of what they played?
Nope, I kept track of every song,
Oh. So
but
what did
it
they
is
open with?
on the device that I am talking to you with.
Oh, so you can't see. Okay, that makes
I
sense.
can't see it. But no, I
Okay.
have it all. Um, and I should have it memorized off the top of my head.
Right.
I don't think it was Let's Get Rocked.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a while, I don't think.
I will check which one it is, but I know they played Rocket. I know they played Let's Get
Mhm.
Rocked. I know they played Foolin'. I know they played Armageddon, Animal, and of
Mhm.
course they oh my God, love it, hate it.
Hysteria. You
Hysteria.
sent me you sent me like, okay, so with all my favorite bands and everything, one of my I think my favorite lyric of all time with Joe's voice and all of that is the whole shaken to my knees part. I and that's exactly what you sent me, and I was like, "Oh, my
Right.
friend loves me."
I was trying to do a little, I was trying to do that mix of living in the moment and okay,
Mm-hmm.
oh, just
Mm-hmm.
love bites, just like 73, Animal, Bringing on the Heartache, Switch, 625, When Love and Hate Collide. I always call that Love and Hate, but
Oh,
When Love and Hate
you
Collide.
I haven't heard that in a while. I was surprised. You sent me a piece of that, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wow. Okay. That was
And I
cool."
think just like 73, that's the first time they've played it in the UK.
Oh,
So that was
fun.
kind of fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of
That is
course,
awesome.
Photograph Hysteria, pour some sugar on me. But you
Mm-hmm.
figured they were going to play essentially mostly all the hits
Yeah.
because it was a
Yeah,
short
yeah.
set. It
Yep.
was, it wasn't just a Def Leppard show, right? Because it had all
Right,
the other
right.
bands playing
Right,
too.
right.
So, but you really, when you looked out in the audience, it was a Def
Def
Leppard
Leppard show.
show essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But Ollie
Mm-hmm.
Murs was great too. Um,
Right.
so it it was electric. It was, people were. It was fun to be in England watching Def
Yeah.
Leppard. And you know what was funny? Like I was
Oh,
hoping people would have the like Union Jack shirt on. Nobody did, or I didn't
no.
see it. But it was an older crowd for the most part. So I'd say
Mm-hmm.
people our age or older.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, it was, but it was fun. Like they had a booth where people were getting glitter on their faces and glitter in their beards, and that was fun. So there's so much glitter going on. Um, Lots of bright colors. I was just having so much fun
Aw.
watching everybody have fun.
Yeah.
And
Aw.
that was great.
That
No,
sounds that sounds
it was
awesome.
really special. It was, oh, and at the end of the show they had fireworks. So that was,
Ooh.
and it was like this whole festive, like I couldn't, like parts of it I felt like was a cross between like the tents of the Great British Bake Off, like those big white tents,
Oh, fun. Yeah,
Carnival
yeah,
with the
yeah.
Ferris wheels. And they had like I'd say those round big paper lanterns with like strings hanging off them,
Oh, fun. Okay.
literally strung through every portion of the park in like pinks, oranges, and yellows. So it was just this like
Wow.
gorgeous light strung through. I mean,
Wow.
this park was massive, right? And then they
Mm-hmm.
just it was just done beautifully. Free water, so you could fill up, you could bring a container in and fill
Uh-huh.
up at the water stations, which I thought was
Wow.
huge. The drink prices were okay, let's say so for like a pint of beer, it was
Mm-hmm.
£7. So that's like maybe $10. So just
Okay.
like
Yeah.
bar prices, really not
Average. Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
The
No.
food, the food looked lovely. Like this is like we'll see who's gonna play again next year because it was just also so well done in terms of so when the show ended, people were filing out, and I didn't take the shuttle buses in, so I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
exactly where to go. So I was asking people. Everyone was so friendly and funny, and then we were all looking for the shuttle buses. And once we found helpers, like, and they told us which way to go, we literally walking up to the shuttle buses. They had these like one of those
Mm-hmm.
stanchions to like fit you in.
Mm-hmm.
So we all
Mm-hmm.
just start kind of filing in. Nobody's
Disneyland
pushing.
line.
Yeah, Disneyland line. We pile in. They're like, they're clicking off. Okay, you get on that. Bet you we get on the bus. Boom. We're like, it was done and
Wow.
out. Like there was no huge. I didn't drive. I took the shuttle
Wow.
like they had recommended. And even like, I bought the tickets a few months ago, a month up to the concert, like 3 weeks up to the concert, 2 weeks a week. They kept sending you notifications for things like prohibited items, like how to check in lines. This is what you can and can't bring in. We suggest you book a shuttle. We suggest like just
Wow.
so many instructions. And then they had an app, which was also the BBC Radio 2 app, especially for the concert
Wow.
in Chelmsford, which had everything you wanted on it, right? Like from
Right.
maps to like the show times, and you could like
Schedules.
download things,
Yeah.
schedules. It was how I like being highly organized. It was like, I was like, oh my gosh, but
You're
it was
like,
easy.
if I would have put this on, this is how I would have done
This is
it.
how I would have done. Now, here was my one issue.
Wow.
Okay, so with
Mm-hmm.
VIP, you could have
Mm-hmm.
also have booked, they called them these grandstand seats. So it was
Mm-hmm.
all a big grass area, and people
Mm-hmm.
could book tickets and have chairs in the back, and then at a
Mm-hmm.
front at a certain area, it was no chairs. Or you could book the grandstand, which was like the highest price tickets. But it was, I'll show you videos or pictures of it. It was
Further in the
really
back.
far back. was really far away. And I was like, no,
Mhm.
that would have been too far for
Mhm.
me. I wanted to be a lot closer
Mhm.
than that. And I have to say, for the most part, I think for the most part, it's that everyone was well behaved at the end. There was some like people that were being a little obnoxious, and I was like, ugh. But everyone got annoyed with them, and then they had
Wow.
to leave because they weren't behaving well. But it was like
Wow.
such a good show. Like, just shows that
Wow.
Def Leppard are still some of the most premier musicians and
Yeah.
performers out there. I mean, this
Oh
is
yeah.
this is what they
Hands down.
do, and they made it look
Mhm.
amazing. And it just makes me think like now I really want to go to a full Def Leppard concert again, right? Like that hour and
Uh
20 minutes was nice, but I want to go longer.
yeah. You should come to Vegas because the residency should be longer. So I still am holding a
Oh,
ticket
of
for
course.
you.
Thank
So,
you.
mm, um
Okay, Amy, what song would you want to
yes.
hear from Def Leppard? Which one would you want to hear them play?
Um, well, see, I've had the benefit of being at a residency where they really get into it. I heard them play songs that I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think I've only heard this song once or twice because those albums were released when I really wasn't listening to rock." And so they
Right.
played Let's Go, they played Mirror Mirror. I love Mirror Mirror. You know what I really want? Okay, I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to make a reel of this because this is what I want at this residency as a fan. And somebody comment, y'all back me up. I left out an explicitive that I really wanted to say. Okay, so picture this. Bringing on the heartbreak, right? Okay, so the Jurassic Symphony's version, okay, for 30 some odd years,
Oh,
Hysteria is my favorite Def Leppard song until Jurassic Symphonies came out. And
yeah.
the version of Too Late for Love on Jurassic Symphonies just took that top spot for top Def Leppard song of all time. And here's why. Because on that, and before I ever even knew, I knew just by listening, you have 60 something Joe start out, right? He comes
Oh,
in with the
yeah.
lyrics and it's gorgeous. It's kind of I was like, "Oh, this is Joe now." They redid the lyrics. I was like, "This is cool." And then all of a sudden you hit that little second verse or the second bridge and holy cow, 20 something Joe comes in on that and they sing together on it. And it's so mind blowing. And it is just like, oh my word. And you just go, what? And you replay and you replay and you replay and you replay over and over again because it's just so fantastic. And you're just ba 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 with the
That would
cymbals
be
and all the
awesome,
things.
right? If
Okay,
they could
but
do
this
that
is
in the
what I want.
background.
Right, but this is what I
Mm,
want. This is what I want. I want Joe to sing his 60 something part because that's where he's at, right? And
yeah,
I want somebody, they've got the skills, they've got the talent. Def Leppard is surrounded by incredibly talented people. Hi, Ryan. Anyway, so with that, this is what they need to do. Somebody needs to make a screen with 20 something Joe
that's exactly, yes.
singing those parts of Too Late for Love and play the track. Okay, here's the deal. Yes, it's a track. I'm sorry. I know people have a fit about tracks. But you know what? You have 20 something Joe on the screen behind you singing those parts. Now, yes, okay, so it's a track, but it's obvious it's a track. Come on. But you have 60
That's,
something
yeah.
Joe and 20 something Joe going at it together. Yes, please. Give me that. That's what I want to see. That's oh, I'm so
Okay,
sorry. I
I
get
no,
so
and I
passionate
keep,
about
no,
that.
I keep thinking about that. I do want to see that too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
But you will
also,
get the pass for that being a track. I'm sorry, 20 something Joe. Come back to life and sing with 60 something Joe and let me watch.
well, Amy, what was also like I found really
That's what
touching is
sorry. I'm so excited about that.
during the show, before the show, when they kept doing like coming up Def Leppard, and even like
Uh-huh.
so many great videos that they're playing, they had a lot of Steve
Yeah.
Clark in there too. And
Yeah,
that
they
was
always do.
really,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
really nice to see that they're
Mm-hmm.
still doing it. They still
Mm-hmm.
remember him. Oh, 'cause
Yeah.
he is such a
Yeah.
big part of the band.
They always
It
do.
was,
And usually in the merch booth, at least one t-shirt will have Steve.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I took pictures of the merch booth and I'll have to send them to you to show you. And I think the
Yeah.
t-shirt, one of the t-shirts that they were selling in the tank top was exactly one of the same ones you get with Rock Brigade, or
Oh,
very similar design, which I thought
I
was
think I
interesting.
know which
I'll
one it
show.
is because I have the Rock Brigade shirt, and I think I know what you're talking about because the Rock Brigade shirt is the triangle, and it says Rock Brigade in the Def Leppard lettering, and it's red and blue. I think it might be red, white, and blue, but at least the one that I have currently, I'm waiting on a new one. Uh, but I got a shirt in San Francisco that was very glam, and it had the triangle, and it had Steve in it. Does that kind
Mm,
of sound familiar? It had but it,
I'm
it
going to show you
looked
a
a
picture
lot
of it.
like the Rock Brigade shirt, only it had the guys instead of Rock Brigade. But I haven't seen this year's shirt yet. I don't have my shirt yet. So I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, no, I'll have to show you what came with the merchandise. I took a lot of pictures of like stuff for you to see, and
I
it was
can't
just
wait.
it was
Um
such a fun festival atmosphere.
yeah, yeah. So does that encourage you maybe to look for if there's any tickets left for the summer 2026 Def Leppard thing? Maybe.
Yes. Um, and I think England is the place where I want to go see Def Leppard, or
Yeah,
Scotland.
same.
England, Scotland, or Ireland.
Because yeah, yeah. Well, here's the thing because I was talking about, um my husband about that because I was like, so Katya said maybe I should go and and he goes, "Well, you know, if that's your priority." Meaning, we've been talking about the possibility of getting into a different house. And he's like, "Well, if that's your priority, you should make that happen." So, I'm just
Well, we'll
telling
see. I
you,
mean,
if there's
now,
tickets
Amy,
left.
let's look, because otherwise, like the whole idea of like going to see them in Sheffield, like totally piques my interest too.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Big time. So,
So yeah,
yeah. Okay. So, I got really excited when you asked me what I wanted to see and sorry. But I've had that thought for a number of years and I've never really expressed it out in public. And so now, if y'all would like to see that too, get excited and let's maybe pass that message along. And
yes,
anyway,
that'd be
I
great
am
to see for the
so
residents.
thankful you got to go.
Me too.
I really hope we see you in February. Um, and I cannot wait to see you in February. I'm just gonna put
Me
it
too.
out there, so we're gonna bring it to life. But I'm really glad you got to go, and I'm really glad you got to see this. I was listening to the shout out with Helen Collin,
Yeah,
Phil's wife, and she was mentioning that there were a couple people on there who went, um, and they were talking about it a little bit, and she was like, they slayed that show. And everybody was
it
like,
was
yes,
incredible.
yes, they did. And I was like, Katya was there. And
It was incredible.
so yeah, I'm
I'm
super
going to share
excited.
with
We'll
you.
share the
I'm
videos.
going to share with you
Yeah.
some of my videos. However,
Yes. Yes.
as I'm trying to record videos, BBC recorded the whole thing and it was amazing. Like their quality was like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It was such a good.
Yeah.
When I got back to my hotel that night, BBC
Hmm.
was broadcasting the show
Just
again,
all
and I was
over
like,
it.
oh yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was
That's
fantastic. It was
awesome.
fantastic.
Well, send the videos. We'll include them in the reel that we make for this reels
Oh, I
in that
will.
we make for this episode. And you guys make sure that you're following along, like and subscribe. If you have, we say this a lot, if you have a Def Leppard story to tell, make sure that you send me an email at amy.rockthelife@outlook.com. If you have another story to tell, you know, send us that too. If you have someone you'd like us to look at interviewing, send us that too
Yes.
because we get some great ideas that come from you guys and we follow through. Just so you know, Dawn Crash came. I mean, obviously we enjoy watching his Instagram reel, but I had a number of people send me DMs and say, "You should have Don Crash on your show." And I was like, "Oh, I suppose we could do
That's a
that."
great
And
idea.
we did that. Yeah, that's a really great idea. And we did that. So, you guys, if you have somebody that you'd like to see, seriously, I'm not kidding. You can send me a DM on Instagram at RockTheLife and you could comment below. We read everything. Is that it? Like and
Yeah, I
subscribe.
can't wait. Can't
Rock your
wait for the next
merch.
episode. Rock your
I
merch.
know. Yep. I'll talk to you soon, baby. I'm so glad you got to
Okay,
go.
me
All
too.
right. Oh, guess what? Don't forget.
What?
Rock the life.
Rock the life.
Bye.
Bye.